person that's not allowed to eat regular bread, and on Pesach he can't eat regular matzah because he has intolerance for gluten. What he could do is eat oats. Oats are gluten-free. That's called shibolot shoal. It's one of the 5 grains, as it says in the Shulchan Aruch תנ"ג. אלו דברים שיוצאים בהם ידי חובת מצה, חיטים ושעורים, wheat and barley, כוסמין ושיבולת שועל, spelt and oats, ושיפון, rye. So all 4 have gluten, but שיפון, the שיבולת שועל, which is the oats, do not have gluten. Therefore, it's gluten-free. He could eat that. There was a big doctor, a professor called Dr. Phillips, that wrote a perush, from religious doctor, that wrote a perush on the Mishnah, and he came out that oats is not what we call the shibolot shual of our time, which means the shibolot shual that was written in the Mishnah is something else that we call shibolot shual in our time. The fact is, first of all, it doesn't have gluten, and you see that it's not one of the 5 grains, because gluten is one of the main ingredients in that, one of the elements in the wheat, in the barley, in the 5 grains. And he had proofs from Kilaim. You see that this shibolot shual and the seorah are not Kilaim zeh bezeh, which means they're very similar. In reality, they're not similar. So he came out with such a perush that today, the shibolot shual that we have, that's not the shibolot shual that the Mishnah spoke about, and one is not allowed to be yotzeh with that. It could be you're allowed even to eat that on Pesach. It's not chametz. That's how we came out, this Dr. Phillips. And he does have some base to it from the Baal Aruch that wrote that there's 2 kinds of shibolot shual. But all the poskim came out against this perush of this doctor. They wrote very stark, very strong against that. The Igrot Moshe wrote, even if he brings 100 proofs to his tahkir, it is still wrong. We have a Kabbalah, the way the Rambam says that we are going according to what Mikubal from years and years. This is how Avel Yashiv wrote against him, and this is how Chacham Ovadia said. There's no doubt whatsoever that the shibolot shual, the oats we have today, that is the same shibolot shual that he's talking about in the Mishnah and in this halacha. This shibolot shual that you want to change, this doctor wanted to change, it said it's something else than what we have, says the rabbi, Yonah Mautzbach. He wrote Sefer Alei Yonah. He's the one that wrote to the Sefer, one of the Orchim of the Encyclopedia Talmudit. He wrote very strong against him. He said that if you teach such a thing and you come out with such kviya, it's like the davar pashut in your eyes. It's simple that this is not the shibolot shual we had then. So you're making all the Rishonim mistaken, all the Kabbalah that we have mistaken. Kids are going to learn this Mishnayot and see that Rashi is wrong, and the Perushim after Rashi is wrong, and what the rabbis are writing, and what the Halacha is writing is wrong. And this is mamash, something that could break the foundations of our belief. And he wrote that very, very strongly. We have a Kabbalah and a Masoret, and one is not allowed to change that. So Lema'aseh, in the end of the day, if a person eats those oats on Pesach, he's definitely chayav for eating chametz in Pesach. He needs to eat matzah, and he can't eat because of the gluten intolerance. He could definitely eat those oats matzah without any question. If one doesn't have any problem, he could eat any matzah. He doesn't have this gluten intolerance. So the best matzah he should pick is matzah of chitin. The Mishnah, the Ramah says, minag lekach lichatchila chitin, because that tastes better, it looks better, it's something that people like better. That's called a hidur mitzvah. But otherwise, this is the rundown of this oats controversy.